and welcome to the season premiere of Chillin with Da Pool, starring yours truly. It's been quite some time since last time we saw each other here, and I know that we had been experiencing some technical difficulties with our previous studio equipment, but rest assured that these said aforementioned technical difficulties are no longer an issue. We are back, baby, and this time we are better than ever. We'll be streaming on all the regular broadcasts, Instagram, and YouTube, with an occasional hit up from Snapchat here and there, for good publicity. Okay, all right, we have a lot to go over. There's been a lot that's been absent over the last, several months, almost year time. With COVID, Trump, Biden, and of course the vaccine. Hallelujah. So yeah, we're going to dive into a lot of that this season. So that's and before I forget, I also want to wish everybody a very happy Easter, and to the non-believers, still a very happy holiday, because, just want to include everybody, just because me. Alright, and before we go any further, I'd like to introduce my brand new co-host. Yep, that's right. I've been waiting for such a long time to introduce this guy to my show. I mean, he is the best. The perfect version of Deadpool there is to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you, without further ado, the one and only Pirate. Ta-da! It's Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. Say hi, Pirate Master Supreme. What up, everybody? This is just great. It's great being here. And I gotta ask, are you guys validating any parking tickets? Yep. Everybody, I'd like you to please welcome Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. Yeah. So we're glad to have you here on the show full-time, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. And by the way, you gotta say the whole name, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. You say the whole thing, like a Tribe Called Quest, you say the whole thing. Anyway, let's get started on it, shall we? From now on, Deadpool, along with Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, will be broadcasting Chilling with the Pool whenever we can. I've never really set a premiere schedule or anything like that, so that's kind of should have thought this through. But hey, impromptu screenwriting, right? Okay. Now then, as we continue on with our phew, that's much better. Okay, just had to add the cooling process onto it. Anyway, we've missed a lot over the past year because, with the COVID, the hiatus due to the COVID pandemic, a lot of things have gone down lately. So let's just get started into some of that. So, where to begin? All right. Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. What? Sorry, had a bit of rum last night. Still feeling it today. Gross. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Okay. The first thing I want to talk about. Well, like I said, there's so much to talk about. It's kind of like a smorgasbord. Okay, anyway, let's just get the premiere basis, shall we? We'll be broadcasting this on a semi-regular basis, to keep up with the times and all. We might be sharing some clips from real-life events, have a few guest stars on the show here and there, and just we'll be talking about Marvel, music, movies, pop culture, and all that is going on with the world, all from the eyes of the Deadpool Corps. That's right. Who you think watches out for the multiverse? Us, truly. That's right. Okay, let's see. What's going on? Let's start with... Oh, yes. Let's start with Biden being reelected. Okay, I don't know if you guys had seen on January 1st or 4th or whenever the hell the inauguration was, but Biden is finally elected president, and for those who voted for Biden, like the Deadpools themselves, change is finally coming to our world. It finally is. Our prayers had finally been answered. Now, I'm not really one to support politics and everything, but I did want to see some change come into this plant, into the States. Really, we are just so damn divided. In 2016, politically wise, was the worst. God almighty, that was such a joke. I mean, and I should know, I've told a buttload of them in my lifetime. I was just so ashamed. I mean, you're looking at it's like that last year's election. That year's election was like looking at down the end of the bar at closing time. It's like saying, really? This is what you got to work with? Whatever, man. Just whatever. But that was the past, and that was then, and this is now. So, well, as we're continuing on, excuse me. Now, like I said, as we'll be discussing further events here on the show. Like I said, there's a 2020 election. Pretty much landslide victory. Thank you, Joe Biden. And plus, since he supports trains and everything, you know that he's got my support. The Deadpool Corps can also count on him. And also, if you're for those of you who are for or against the vaccines, please sound off in the comments below if you are for or against it. I would love to hear your opinions and discuss said comments on the show next time. So I personally am for the vaccines, and personally I'm for anything that gets rid of this COVID plague crap even faster. So, and for those of you who are against it, hey, to his own. Or is it to each his own? Anyway, whatever the case may be, whatever gets rid of the COVID plague faster, I'm for it. Trust me. And that's just my personal 2 cents on the matter. All right, so we got the vaccine. We got to cover the election, the 2016 elections. Oh yes, another thing I want to discuss is the Disney Plus Marvel series. I mean, oh my God, they are just so good. I mean, I know there's been a lot of fan speculation about which characters are going to guest star in what episode of the series. I mean, I personally try not to set my expectations way too high. Otherwise, you'll end up being, just disappointed. That's well, like I know that everybody had the whole Mephisto thing going these days. I mean, can you believe it? It's ironic. Everyone's always praying for the devil to be on the show when they shouldn't praying for the devil on the show. I mean, how ironically sad is that? I mean, I personally more or less could go either way, but like I said, and again, to each his own. Now, first of all, we'll talk about WandaVision. I loved WandaVision. I watched the whole series, like from start to finish. My parents aren't really being the fans of the sitcoms, the sitcom parts, because, well, they've lived through those time periods. I more or less have watched and dabbed in and out of them for a few myself. Like Green Acres, The Odd Couple. I mean, a couple episodes of Bewitched here and there. But mostly it's just kind of blends together. It's a bit, more generic at this point in time. So, but anyway, some of the moments from said sitcoms were very interesting to me. I mean, not because I've already seen it, it's just because it was good to see how the two Avengers, Scarlet Witch and Vision, would adapt to said scenarios. I mean, a few Easter eggs from Marvel here and there. I mean, just see Wanda. I mean, oh man, Wanda. Can you believe her? I mean, the way that they pretty much dragged her out through both the comics and MCU, it's like, my God. I'm surprised that she hasn't already taken her own life at this point. I mean, geez, you already seen her in the show. I mean, and I thought SpiderMan couldn't catch a break. Ugh, that's just real sad at this point. Anyway, the series was pretty much a one-shot season, kind of like a one-story season, kind of like an overlapping story arc, so to speak, like some of the other series that we've seen on the networks, Fox, CBS, ABC, etc. So, let's see, we go on, we're from WandaVision, we just see Wanda progressing through the stages of grief, so that's pretty good. So that's kind of like the, overlapping theme to said scenario. And I really just enjoy spending some time with Vision, getting and finally being able to depart on their own terms. And I gotta tell you, the finale, oh man, the finale was phenomenal. I mean, the ship of Theseus moment, hyperbole, and the fact that the Vision from Wanda's memories transferred his consciousness into White Vision's body. So it's pretty much like I'm thinking, holy crap, the SOB actually pulled a reverse superior SpiderMan on the guy. He actually thought ahead. I mean, this is a sentient thought from Wanda's own head, just transferred his brain and consciousness, everything that made him Vision, into White Vision's body. So he's pretty much like mentally and consciously immortal, so to speak. And at least now they were able to say goodbye on their own terms. And this time, and Wiccan and Speed's debut. Oh my God, and so awesome, just so awesome. and everything. How she gave birth to the twins. I mean, seriously, their origin, along with that origin, was pretty much just bathed in retcon cancel culture, so to speak. But in my fanfic universe, I would just simplified it. They just go to Doctor Doom to become like artificial insemination, so to speak. Cut out the whole red continuity middleman and just make it. Try to make it at least realistic. I mean, that's kind of what stories are, don't make them too much fantasy, because otherwise you have no reality to anchor it in. Yeah, but anyway, the scenes with Wiccan and Speed, forget about it. And the fact that when Wiccan ended up breaking the fourth wall in that Halloween episode, oh man, that was pretty awesome. It's like, it also demonstrates how powerful he will grow up to be. I mean, even in the comics, they said that he ended up becoming the new Sorcerer Supreme and everything. That, I think, along with Magic, who I think is Colossus's sister. So either one of them could be good successors for the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme or Sorceress Supreme, because of their whole experience with magic and light magic, so to speak. Yeah, but it was pretty good. I mean, after watching that, I pretty much started thinking about the Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" from Titanic. I mean, that was you put that in with the finale, and I swear to God, that's what Oscars are gonna be made for. Seriously. I honestly want them to come back for a second season, but I'm not really holding my breath. What we got was fantastic. If it came out for a second season, if they can top that from that season, they are true gods of Marvel cinematography. I'm just saying. Well, since WandaVision is now going to be off the air since Wanda won't be back until next year's Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, we can give her a bit of a break and rest and family, and then we move on to Marvel's next show, which is, of course, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean, to think, this show actually started off as a petition to be a buddy cop flick because of the whole interactions from not only from Captain America, Winter Soldier, and basically just Captain America Civil War. I mean, especially my favorite part of them was interacting with SpiderMan, or their world SpiderMan, how he was able to disable both of them. I mean, two grown-ass men, both war veterans, one 102 years old, and got his ass handed to him by a 17-year-old. I mean, seriously. I mean, the actor kid is pretty much around my age, and I'm 26, so that's saying something. I applaud Tom Holland for being, the modern day Spider-Man, and to all you fellow Spider fans web warriors and Spider fans out there, myself included, I personally, I've been going online and seeing a lot of people who are divisive about the whole who's the best live action Spider-Man. Now, I'm gonna say this first. Let me explain. Tobey Maguire was my first Spider-Man. My first animated one was Christopher Daniel Barnes in the 1994 Spider-Man, but the live action was Tobey Maguire, because he really brought Peter Parker's humanity and transcended that to a semi-real life level. I mean, it takes place in the early 2000s, but again, still post-modern day, or pre-modern day, whichever way you want to say it. Now, I don't hate Andrew Garfield. I hate the writing. I mean, both movies sucked. We can just agree that. I mean, there were certain parts of ASM 2 that I enjoyed, but other than that, it was just pretty much crap. However, that's why there's a petition online. You can go to change.org and just find "release the web cut." I mean, if DC fans can do this for the Snyder Cut and get it on HBO Max, we can sure as heck try again for the web cut of The Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 2 and continue the series, to give and bring justice. Yes.
Was there a new Marvel thing on Friday night?
Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier, and plus I really want to see the Justice League movie, the Zack Snyder one on HBO Max.
Oh, maybe we could watch that
for dinner.
I know that, but we could. What the heck?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like really, really good and everything.
Between Justice or
Marvel Winter.
Marvel, I wanted to see that.
Hey, why not do both, huh? Put them together, right?
Well,
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, guest star from our audio program, everybody. Anyway, like I said, there's no really don't hate Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Like I said, just hate the writing. If you cleaned it up immensely, like what the MCU did with this Spider-Man, then I'd say Andrew Garfield's a pretty good live-action Spider-Man. He could be the one that I think should have been in the MCU. No offense to Tom Holland. If you're watching this, no offense, dude. Just no offense. Just saying. His Spider-Man would have fit better in both the MCU and in the movie Venom than Tobey Maguire's or Tom Holland, because it just, fits, kind of like in the middle, so to speak. Anyway, I think all three live actions of Spider-Man are pretty good. I mean, Tobey Maguire's a great Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield's a great Spider-Man. And I think Tom Holland puts those two together. It's like a kid. I mean, he may be in like 16, 17, but he's actually like 20, 25, I think. Anyway, my age. But anyway, all three embody all three versions of Spider-Man. Now, I think, they have online fan fiction for each of the Spider-Man movies. Like, you continuing Spider-Man 1 through 7, I'm gonna say, like, 7, because, to space it out. They would have fixed Spider-Man, there's this fan fiction online, they fix Spider-Man 3, and they space out the villains, and the pacing between said villains. And then after that, and I'm not gonna give too much away, but I'll link it to, his name is, Lewis Fan... I think, yeah, that's just it. Lewis Fan. That's Lewis film. Go check it out on his channel. I don't know if I can post a link in the description, but just try that and just go to his channel. You'll see him. He made some like fan fiction. He just basically has a story with stills to illustrate. But I think he really does a really good job of fixing or closing out the Raimi vs. Spider-Man flicks. I mean, you watch the Raimi films, and then you go with this, and you'll have an entire complete set. Like, it really gives the series a good set of closure, along with the fixing and continuing the ASM quadrilogy, and they even managed to fix and even create a fan fiction Sinister Six movie, and along with him, and they even managed to include him, Andrew Garfield, into the MCU. And if you'll know what I mean, I think it's on the same channel. Just you can follow it, and don't forget to like and subscribe to both our channels, mine and his, for more fanfic Spider-Man content. Anyway. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, is going very, very well. It's going to be very, very well. Love the buddy cop interactions. I mean, the two still don't really get along that much. I mean, their only common ground is, like, Captain America, and he's now dead. Because in the MCU, he was, like, 112 years old. And I think that if he's, like, passed away, I'd be cool with that. Because it brought his story, I mean, he didn't have much of an ongoing story arc in the MCU. More likely because he was just in the presence, and he took down Hydra by inadvertently taking down S.H.I.E.L.D., and protected his friend. But now, and people are a lot of criticizing, saying that he was being selfish, but come on, guys, give him a break. He's a man at a time. He watched his girlfriend, it was at his girlfriend's funeral, had to fight the Avengers just to protect his one and only best friend from his time period, who's still alive, and had to fought Thanos, with Mjolnir, by the way, in Endgame, best scene ever. Holla at your boy. And he went back in time. And yeah, he chose to live with Peggy. He took Tony Stark's advice to settle down and get some of the good life. He followed Tony's advice. He wanted to get some of the good life himself. I mean, come on, guys. This is Captain America. He's given so much to protect our nation and our people. I mean, sure, I can give a rat's ass about the government either way, as much as the next run-of-the-mill average Joe. But I think what he did when going back with Peggy, I think that is, really, really good. And really helps to close off his story. Because, he just, wants to find his happy ever after. And passing the shield on to Sam, I think Sam will be a great Captain America. He was in the comics, and he's going to be a good one. And if you think that Bucky should have been like the Winter Soldier, I could see that, okay? He was in the comics, but I think they went with Sam, not because he's black, just want to get that out of the way. It's not because of that. It's because that Bucky went through so much crap as the Winter Soldier. And you saw how in the first episode he was going through therapy because of that. And I'd say that because what he's going through now, that's his journey. He's his own man. He's not Captain America's sidekick. He's and best friend. He's his own person. So just get that out of the way right there and right now. And then for Sam, just think of Sam's journey to being Captain America like Miles Morales from the kick-awesome, Oscar award-winning movie Into the Spider-Verse. Love that movie, by the way. Favorite after Spider-Man's 1 and 2 of the Raimi-verse, by the way. BT dubs. So just think of it like that. You saw what Miles went through, and you saw the awesome transcendence from average kid to full-blown ultimate, or better yet, Kid Arachnid Ultimate's version of Spider-Man. Because when you see that, and you compare that to Sam, then it is going to be so freaking awesome. Just saying. And it's not because they're both black and they looked up to white guys, okay? Just wanted to get that out of the way for all you people out in the comments. Just saying, it was because if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I mean. And it's just so great. He transcends his journey through this, and it's just gonna be so awesome. So that's what I think. Anyway, and his interactions with Bucky is hilarious. And U.S. Agent and Battlestar. I mean, those guys were in the comics. U.S. Agent, I think, would be better as his own individual guy, U.S. Agent, than Captain America. I mean, he's got the colors and the colors scheme and everything right. I mean, the uniform, top notch. Battlestar, awesome. I mean, those two are like kind of like Batman and Robin sort of way, because not because he's a black guy following a white guy. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong about that. It's just because it's just so awesome. And then they're fighting a whole bunch of super soldiers, and you got Flag Smasher, Carly Morgenthau, and to me, I think she's just the daughter of Carl Morgenthau from the comics. That's how I see it. I mean, the gender bend flip thing, I get that. Totally would do it. I practiced it a lot in some of my writing and otherwise, but I just think that it would be his daughter, because you have something to look up to. Oh, and Zemo. I mean, I'm not going to give too many spoilers because I haven't seen that episode yet, but they're going to see Zemo. I mean, I know that when a threat is great enough, you turn to your enemies. But I mean, Zemo? Really? I mean, this guy pretty much was an enemy. He's pretty much an enemy of the state. He's like almost like Spawn's Jason Wynn. Yeah, if you read the comics, and if you've seen the movie and the series, then you know that Jason Wynn is someone you do not want to F with. Trust me. Zemo is like Norman Osborn and Jason Wynn put together, and he works for Hydra. It's just, ugh. I don't know where they're gonna take him now. Maybe they hopefully drag him along as just like their third wheel. If they don't, if he happens to get stabbed or shot in the leg along the way, well, I wouldn't mind seeing that happen, you know. But yeah, anyway, I think both series are doing well. The direction is really going forward with this. Oh, and speaking of which, tonight is gonna be the big night for Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, because I mean, the fans have been asking for this for months. It's been in the process for over a year, and now it's finally up on HBO Max. It's finally going to be here. The big moment. Everything's going to be included. New story, new villains, and with the way people have been blowing up all over the internet, I'd say we can scrap the Justice League 2017 edition, and just keep this one as our definitive Justice League live-action movie. I mean, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, Aquaman, and even the premiere of the almighty Darkseid. Just saying, because I cannot wait to watch it, and it's premiering on HBO Max. You can find it in the App Store, or better yet, just go on any of your local run-of-the-mill streaming services. It is just going to be phenomenal. Just saying. So anyway, we'll be talking more about some of Marvel, of DC, pop culture, and if you guys want to guest star on this movement, guest star on the series too, drop your links or just pitch a talk if you want a topic that you want to see me talk about on the show, along with me and Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. Leave your suggestion out in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time. Happy Easter to everyone, to your families. Stay safe and/or awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.